over 50 points at LU in basketball in the 50s. When that wasn't really.
Yeah.
I mean, he was dominant.
And it's hard to score 50 when you only have twos.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Also brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, North Body Shop, Fairfield Federal, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Pizza Cottage, The Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., The Savings Bank, Sheridan Funeral Home, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Buckeye Lake Marina, The Pink Cricket, Clear Sky Rehabilitation Hospital, Fairfield DD, and Buckeye Toyota.
Night at Carl Felt Stadium in Carroll as IVP Sports brings you the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Josh Messerly alongside Coach Tim Shoemaker, and should be a pretty good one between the Fairfield Union Falcons and the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs tonight.
Yeah, you know, good old mid-state league battle again here with the Bulldogs and the Falcons. And you know, Carroll's kind of gotten things straightened around a little bit here. Not that they were terrible, but they're bringing back a young group offensively. It takes a little time to get your footing, and Coach McKinney kind of feels like, okay, well, I think we're starting to, you know, feel our identity and do those things. And Coach Clark, I mean, Fairfield Union's been the Road Warriors.
Absolutely, and I was going to bring that up, and we'll talk about that. 2-3 overall. Fairfield Union won the Mid-State League. They got their first win in their first home game last week against Logan Elm. 4 straight on the road to start the season. We'll talk about the back half of the schedule because it does return the favor.
Yeah, it's interesting too is that those three losses, teams combined records 14-1. So
wow.
You're playing good people on the road. That's a tough opportunity. So. Real good battle tonight. We'll see. I believe both teams, you know, we've talked about this, want to run the football, and we'll see who has the most success running it and, you know, attempting to stop the run.
Absolutely. Tonight's pregame is brought to you by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, serving the Central Ohio area since 2003. Carol and Eric Whittington would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals on Hubbard Drive in Lancaster, or check them out at personaltouchparty.com. And we look on the other side of the coin for Bloom-Carroll. They're 3-2 overall, 2-0 in the Mid-State League. They got by Liberty Union 49-14 here at home a week ago, and seems like they're starting to get it rolling a little bit as league play starts. They had a couple of losses back-to-back, which they had not done since 2015.
No, and those were good teams. I mean, when you look, I think Alder's still undefeated.
Yeah.
And I forget who the other loss was to, but you probably have
Taze Valley.
Yeah, another very good team in
absolutely.
OCC. So it's not that you can tolerate them or you accept them, but you also have to look at the reality of it. When you're bringing back only 4 starters on offense, it takes a little time to
It
get
does.
that rhythm.
It does. And Coach McKinney, you know, the tried and true formula since he's been here now in his 4th year, they're going to run the ball and they're going to play good defense, and that's what they've been doing. That's why they have won a share or outright 7 straight mid-state league titles.
And they've had some great quarterbacks.
Yes.
When you especially, you know, Ethan Tantanavong from last few years graduated. I mean, he had over 30+ starts in varsity football. That's pretty incredible. So, you know, you have to change some things and you got to work some parts out. But he kind of feels like they're starting to get a real good feel for it.
Tonight's opening kickoff is brought to you by Sheridan Funeral Home. Sheridan Funeral Home is proud to be supporting high school football. They have been servicing the communities of Lancaster and Fairfield County for over 100 years. Carroll won the toss and deferred, so the Falcons will be on offense first. Not much of a wind to speak of tonight, and beautiful temperatures, 74 degrees I believe it is, and you could not ask for anything. It's hard to believe it's the end of September, but I did see the Farmer's Almanac for the winter. They're talking an old-fashioned cold, snowy winter, so let's enjoy it while it lasts, right?
Absolutely. Well, you know what's interesting, too? I was thinking about this. This is week 6, so we're halfway through the season. It's the first game of autumn.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Yep, turned over on Monday.
The other 5 were all summer games. That's hard to believe.
Absolutely. And Rusty Hutchinson is teeing it up for the Bulldogs. And back deep for Fairfield Union, Camden Maynard, and Boston McCoy's Maynard ran one back to the house a week ago. And we are underway from Bloom-Carroll High School. And it'll be brought by Maynard. He'll take it out across the 20-yard line. Check that on the return for Fairfield Union was Luke Burkhart, running back for the Falcons. We want to talk about this atmosphere here, Shu. You noted before we got here how tough it is to get a parking spot, and look at the atmosphere as folks coming out in the field. They get the big bulldog they run through. That's pretty special.
We've been here many times, and I don't think I've ever seen it quite this packed.
1st and 10 as Dean Clark, the junior quarterback, will take it out of the gun. He will hand it off and going straight ahead. And that's Burkhart on the carry. Lane Burkhart, a 5'7", 160-pound junior running back.
Yeah, I believe Lane, he's the leading rusher for the Falcons right now. And, you know, right there, that's a nice first down gain. You get 4 to 5 yards, then you'll take that.
That's going to be really important, you know, for Fairfield Union to stay in front of the chains tonight, because this is a very good Bulldog defense, only averaging 11 points given up a game.
Yeah, they returned 9 starters, and that doesn't hurt.
And many of them upperclassmen, too.
Yes.
Quick hitter on the near side. Catch is made by Boston McCoy's as he goes out of bounds. And that stop made by Devin Ash for the Bulldogs, and he'll bring up 3rd and medium.
Brought down by number 23, Devin Ash.
You get another look at that play.
Yeah, just, you know, a simple quick throw, get it out.
That brings up 3rd down.
You know, the thing is those 2 receivers for Fairfield Union are both sophomores, and they've had a really nice start to their career this year.
Yeah, only 5 seniors on this Falcon roster. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper on 3rd and 3, and he's going to be just a short of it. And we'll see what the early decision is from Coach Clark. It looks like he's going to bring out the special teams unit. Probably no choice here.
Yeah, when in that part of the field with 2 yards to get, there's just no way you can take that chance early.
Number 83,
Rusty Hutchinson back deep as Boston McCoy's will do the punting. Talked about Hutchinson being the Swiss Army knife really of this team. Movement up front. We've got whistles and a stoppage here, and it might be a gift for the Falcons. Indeed it is a neutral zone infraction. We'll get the call from our referee tonight.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense number 62, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's a huge break for Fairfield Union.
Yeah, that's just stuff in week 6 you shouldn't have.
I'm sure the coaches will not be happy about that. And so we'll see if the Falcons can take advantage of the early mistake.
That's a big break, because not only are they going to, you know, for them gain yardage, but they're also going to take some more time off the clock.
Play clock down to 3 as they just get it off. Direct snap to McCoy's, and he will lose a couple yards as that was blown up. Looked like it was Jalen Klein in there, as you see him right in the middle of your picture on the stop.
Yeah, on the corner, he just came right in, Josh, and just wiped it out.
Another tackle for loss. He had 4 of those coming into tonight's contest.
Carroll's defense is recognized as being aggressive, and they are, and you got to handle it. And you know, Coach Clark and I had an opportunity to tell you, you got to do some things to beat the pressure and the aggression.
Clark out on the edge. Catch is made on the sideline. That's Cohen Arnett. He'll get it around the 40-yard line. And that's a nice little gain there to get it to a third manageable. We'll see another look at that on our replays tonight, brought to you by the Pink Cricket.
Yeah, just quick throw. But you can see Carroll's defense lined up here. If you can see it in the whole picture, they only have 1 deep. So, they've got 10 guys up. And they are going to be aggressive. And somehow you have to put them at a position where they're not as comfortable.
Clark back to pass, rolling, looking, being chased, and he's just going to get rid of it wisely as he was being chased down by Weston Coppice.
Yeah, running left, too. That's just really hard to get those shoulders squared, even if you're going to unload it to somebody.
And Clark showing some wisdom there, realizing he had nothing and just get rid of it.
Well, he's the coach's son, and I did ask about Hunter. If you remember, Hunter played last year. He's actually at the prep school for the Coast Guard Academy and
really?
playing football.
Good for him.
Yeah, doing really well.
So Falcons unable to take advantage of it. McCoy's will punt this away, and Hutchinson's back deep, and he will not have a chance to return this one as he'll go out of bounds around the 25-yard line. And while we have a moment, we'll remind you tonight's replays are brought to you by the Pink Cricket Restaurant, where strangers don't remain strangers for long. The company is always welcome. Come and join our friends and family at the one and only Pink Cricket, doing it great since 1938.
Yeah, first time out for Carroll's offense. We get to take a look at this. And to let people know, they will use 2 quarterbacks.
And there's the old saying, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. But in rare cases, though, you have seen it work, and this may be another opportunity.
Yeah, Coach McKinney's really, really happy with what's getting done with the 2.
It'll be Klein who will hand off to Kyson Klein, and he was dropped for a loss as the Falcons swarmed.
Well, that's what they want to feature. Kyson's got, averaging over 100 yards a game, over 6 yards a carry. And, I mean, if you look at the stats, it's pretty simple to figure out what they're going to try to set the tempo with.
He had 3 touchdowns a week ago against Liberty Union. Loss of 2 on that play. And it'll be Klein again, and he breaks a couple tackles. He's got a hole, some running room, and he'll take it out past midfield and into Fairfield Union territory. You may stop him on one play, but you're not going to stop him too often back-to-back.
Well, he's not big in stature, but watch him right here, Jared. Watch his strength in his legs. He's got strong legs.
Powerful.
Yeah, and we've seen that this year with different backs, that if they're low to the ground and they got those strong legs, you got to be good tackling. And I've asked a lot of coaches, and I asked both these coaches also, what we've seen in 5 weeks, I haven't seen the level of tackling be to a point where for you to be really good. It's got to get more consistent, in my opinion.
First down, it's going to be Kyson Klein again on the toss, and he will be wrapped up. Gets a short gain there as coming up to make the stop for Fairfield Union. Number 22, that was Camden Maynard, a 190-pound junior. To your point, though, about Kyson Klein, 5'9", 182 pounds and just a junior. I mean, he's just kind of a strong young man and low to the ground.
Well, we saw that with Foster for Groveport last week.
They've had a couple backs over the years like that.
Yeah.
Klein again, and he's going to have a first down and more as he was dragging a defender down to the 36-yard line. McKees took a ride there, but it will be enough for a first down for the Bulldogs.
Number one concern Coach Clark had, BC's inside running game. You got to somehow maybe not stop it, but you got to push them to do some other things. And right now, their line is establishing the inside here.
Well, 3 seniors on an offensive line. You get a good look right there from our Tom Russo on the sideline. And it's to be a play or fake there, and a handoff, and Klein gets gobbled up as it was in leading the charge for Fairfield Union. That was Camden Maynard again, who's had a couple of tackles in this one. But boy, a lot of Falcon jerseys in there right away for a loss of 2. After this play, Shu, we'll get your thoughts on the keys to tonight's game. So we'll see a 2nd and 11. We're just underway, 6.5 to go in the opening quarter. Back to pass, Matthew Klein throwing out, got a man wide open. That's Kirkpatrick, and he's going to have a first down or near it. It will be right at the stick. That's
one of the things that Coach McKinney shared. He said, you're going to see us really move the pocket more this year than with Ethan. He could create some things and do some things, but right now, with the 2-quarterback system, especially when they want to throw it with Klein, they want to move the pocket, and you saw a good example of that there for a nice gain.
And you can see the athleticism that Klein plays with. Speaking of Klein, Kyson Klein straight ahead, and he's getting some chunks now. He picks up about 7 or 8 on that first down carry.
Yeah, they're just winning at the point of attack again. I mean, you can talk about all the stuff you want to, but whoever wins at the line of scrimmage generally wins the game.
Tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by North Body Shop. Since 1979, Mark and the team at North Body Shop has been providing professional and auto collision repairs on all makes and models. Don't think of going anywhere else to get your vehicle looking like new again. After this play, we'll get to those. Hand off to Klein straight ahead. He's met at the line of scrimmage, but it looks like forward progress will give him a first down. So your keys to tonight's game.
Well, for Bloom-Carroll, we've just seen it here in the drive. You know, the inside running game, getting the ball to Klein and having, up front blocking, that's number one. And for Fairfield, I think they need to be able to find some way to move the ball to accumulate time and possibly get a score.
Yeah.
Because they can't have their defense out there for such a long period.
They did pretty well in the red zone last week against Logan Elm as Klein drops back, dumps it out in the flat. He's got Hutchinson, who's drugged down by his jersey inside the 10-yard line, but Rusty Hutchinson with a nice reception.
On top of all his special teams duties, he's the leading receiver on the team too, so that says a lot. Watch right here. Just a quick throw. Get it to your athletes in space.
Got pulled down from behind. Looked like that was pulled down by might have been Braylon Tharp. It's going to be a handoff straight ahead, and Kyson Klein will get it down near the 5-yard line and be just shy of a first down. We tick down inside of 4.5 to play in the opening quarter. Both teams have had a touch. Bulldogs will be facing 3rd and 1. Klein will be next to Klein in the gun. Kyson the handoff straight ahead. He'll have the first down, and he'll get down to the 4-yard line. Just inside the 5, I should say.
Yeah, good effort defensively for the Falcons right there. Really kept playing, got off some blocks, but just too short a distance to stop him.
That's good for a Bulldog. First down.
12th play of this drive, and boy, if you're on defense right now, it's got to feel like a meat grinder.
And that's what I mean. Offensively, they've got to find some way themselves to move the ball to keep the defense off the field.
Last week, Fairfield Union had a couple of times that they turned away Logan Elm in the red zone, but they won't this time against the Bulldogs as Kyson Klein takes it in for a score.
Yeah, that wasn't really a complicated drive at all.
No. Keep it simple and into the end zone. The Bulldogs go. For Kyson, here's his 8th touchdown of the season.
Yeah, not complicated at all. Very, very efficient, outstanding line play, and good hard running.
And we have a stoppage by the officials. While we have a moment, speaking of the officials, we'll mention our officials tonight. unfortunately, we were not given the positions, so we'll just give you the list of officials with us tonight. I think they're going to adjust the clock right now. 3:21 is what they're going to add on the clock or adjust it to.
Matthew Klein set the snap to Maddox Byler. Rusty Hutchinson back to kick.
3:21 will be on the game clock now, but we'll, after this extra point, we'll get our officials tonight. Hutchinson, a transfer from Fairfield Christian, where we saw him do some damage with the Knights. And I remember a particular playoff game a couple years ago, as that kick is up and good in an early 7-0 lead for Bloom-Carroll.
Yeah, I think Rusty's only missed 2 extra points this year.
And he punts, returns kicks. I mean, just does about everything you want.
Like you said, he's a jack of all trades. Here's our officials for tonight. Charles Anderson, Victor Banjo, Brian Lowry, Jackson Moore, Brandon Todd, and John Wellbrook.
I want to thank you. Got a friend that gives you those officials every week.
Yeah, Ron Wintermute. He's outstanding. A signer and works with the Mid-State League and Licking County League, and then he can get me the information wherever we go.
Absolutely. We very much appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
Appreciate our officials working with us, wearing the microphone, and that really helps us understand what's going on.
Yep, the broadcast is that much better by all the other people chipping in.
All right, Hutchinson has this one teed up again.
Now it's game 6, and I'm looking down there, and I saw on the screen we got cheerleaders in shorts.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. And then, and this one's taken out across the 20-yard line.
I did notice for most of the quarter, I looked down, they're wearing shorts.
Burkhart there on the return. Well, you know what, I was looking, actually, speaking of which, I noticed both bands had their normal uniforms on, because a lot of times they were the summer uniforms, and I can only imagine when it's hot and humid how miserable regular band uniforms are. But they are suited up tonight in their normal attire. So we'll see what the Falcons can do now, trailing by a score.
Yeah, this is big for them to get the ball moved, get a couple first downs, use some clock.
Here's Dean Clark. He's going to throw. He's got a man, and that's tipped and intercepted. Picked off in the back end by Fairfield, or by Bloom-Carroll's Robert Williams. The safety had it come right to him. Looked like it was high, intended for Arnett. We'll get another look at it.
Yeah, just when you're high over the middle, Josh, and people are in the right position, it's not a good thing.
Williams was just right there for the taking, and Arnett was the intended receiver, and Arnett listed at 6 foot, so you got to throw a little bit too tall to get it over his head. And here's our scoring drive.
I mean, 12 plays and 76 yards and take up 6 minutes. That's a textbook.
Yeah, and they're hoping to do the same thing. Set up after the turnover. And here's a handoff to Kyson Klein as he bowls over a couple defenders. Oh, my goodness. There's going to be some sore folks tomorrow morning on defense.
And saying bowls is right. He's like a bowling ball coming through there.
Trace Taylor ends up taking him to the ground, but I think he also paid the price a little bit for it.
Tell you what, Fairfield Union has got to get a little more physical up front here. They're getting handled.
Yeah, Klein not getting touched until the second level most of the time. A little bit of movement there, but nothing called, as Matthew Klein will look over to the home sideline and change the play. Klein's going to give it to Kyson Klein, and he gets a little bit closer to a first down. I think it will be enough.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it's not complicated,
no.
Josh. I mean, it is pretty much straight on, inside the tackles. Man-on-man blocking. And I think if you're Fairfield Union at this point, if you keep seeing this going on, you're going to have to make an adjustment. You may have to send more people and take a chance, because I don't think playing straight up is pretty much going to get it done.
No, the way things have gone so far, they're going to have to try something different, because it's not working at the moment. Klein back to pass, being chased. He throws down the sideline for Hutchinson. Did he make that catch? Yes, he did, says the officials. Oh, my goodness.
And that's okay, because you made them make a really good play. Watch the pass here from Klein to Hutchison. And again, moving the pocket, Josh. Under pressure, you put that on the money.
Well, they call that in the NFL toe drag swag or something like that. That's phenomenal by Rusty Hutchinson.
That might have been replayed had we been under those rules.
Yes, well, that's true. Somebody dropping a challenge flag. Kyson Klein on the toss.
There you go.
Dragging a defender, and he gets it inside the 10-yard line. And that's Camden Maynard there to make the stop. I was going to mention that last play. Matthew Klein had someone breathing down his neck. That was Zach Berry, which is one of the first times we've seen the Falcons get some pressure defensively. So it'll be 2nd and goal second and 8, just inside the 10. And here's Kyson Klein, and he will not get much there.
Good penetration that time. Again, I just think you have to make them block more people. I'm certainly not a defensive coordinator, and but it's just too easy for them one-on-one. They're just too good up front.
I alluded to it a little bit earlier. Fairfield Union's defense in the red zone last week against Logan Elm, on 4 different trips, they had 3 turnovers and a turnover on downs in the red zone. So they're looking for something along those lines here.
Yeah, you got to have a little fight in you when it gets down here, that's for sure.
3rd and 5, ball on the 8-yard line. Matthew Klein going to put it up just throws it too wide of his intended receiver, trying to find London Dodds inside the end zone. Now bring up 4th down. And
Rusty's the place kicker.
Yep. I think they're going to go that route.
Well, you know what's interesting? He's had some success, but he's replacing the 2nd all-time leading scorer from the kicking standpoint in Ohio. Trayton McKee's kicking for Bowling Green now.
He was a good one here. And I tell you, you want to talk about a school that's had a run of good kicking. It has been Bloom-Carroll over the years.
That is true.
There's a good look at Rusty. Kick is good. So that's got to feel like a win for Fairfield Union, because out of the last 23 plays, Fairfield Union's only had 1 on offense.
Well, you know, when you make a turnover and inside your territory and you only give up 3, you're right. You have to take that as, okay, we won that.
And you get a good look at the Bloom-Carroll Marching Bulldogs. We'll get a chance to see them coming up during our halftime band show. And boy, it's hard to believe in a couple of weeks, speaking of band show, the Fairfield County Fair Parade of Bands will be coming. And boy, where does time go anymore?
It does. It really goes fast, and you'll find out the older you get, it goes even faster.
I'm already finding that out. I can't imagine how quick it goes, I guess, the older you get. But
it does.
Goodness gracious.
So I tell people, enjoy the days.
Yes.
Enjoy the days.
You sign about every email I get from you with that, and it's a good reminder, absolutely.
It is.
So we'll see if Fairfield Union can get the offense going as a short kick. Burkhart will let it bounce and will play it off the bounce. And he will cut it back across the 15-yard line. Good job by the special teams of Bloom-Carroll, really not allowing the Falcons to get much field position off the kickoff.
Yeah, special teams is the 3rd unit. Sometimes people forget about that, but Carroll has had successful for a long time. I mean, what is this? They've already won or, co-tied 7 consecutive league titles.
That's extremely difficult to do.
No,
and impressive.
It doesn't matter how good you are, this or that, but the competition that they play, that's not easy to do. So,
hand off to Burkhart.
But that comes with good play on all areas, offense, defense, and special teams, because it all has to work to be good every year.
Well, it's been a good first quarter for Bloom-Carroll, and we have reached the end of 1 with our score, Bloom-Carroll 10 and Fairfield Union nothing.
And since the Bulldogs just scored, let's thank tonight's first half scoreboard sponsor. They are the Buckeye Automotive family. The Buckeye Honda, Nissan, and Toyota dealerships would like to wish all the local athletes best of luck this season. Learn more at buckeyecars.com.
Beautiful shot there of our stadium here at Carl Fell Stadium, and one of the joys to come around Central Ohio to be at this stadium. There's a lot of great ones. Fairfield Union, we enjoy Falcon Stadium as well, but Maybe it's because they have the really good concession stand. We'll show that later on. Our crew did some damage over there before tonight's game, that's for sure.
It's the whole thing, Josh.
Yes. Ambiance, I
yes,
suppose, is what they say.
Yeah. I'm just impressed. If you look down, toward that concession stand, I mean, it's packed.
Yeah.
And a lot of students over here on the left. It's really a great environment.
And a great crowd across the way
Yes.
from Fairfield Union. These two schools, we cover, obviously basketball, girls and boys, and football. But the pride from both of these schools for any sport, they are really incredibly supportive of their school. There's the famous concession stand. Like I said, our crew did some damage over there early tonight, and just to the right of that, you can't see in the shot, is the grills that they give you a bun, and then you take the bun over, and you get something fresh and delicious off the grill. It's a great system. Second down, and it's going to be a handoff. And it's McCoy's on the carry, and he will get a couple. And he'll make it third and more manageable for Fairfield Union.
The only first down they got was penalty awarded.
Yeah.
So, you got, like I said, you got to somehow find a way to move the football.
And just looking at the numbers and things, we kind of figured that was going to be a little bit of a challenge for the Falcons trying to move the football.
Well, Bloom-Carroll, in Fairfield's defense, Bloom-Carroll's defense is outstanding. I mean, look here.
There's an inside trap play and a big running room for the Falcons as McCoy's on the carry on that inside run, and he'll have a first down, the first offensive first down for the Falcons tonight. They surely needed that one.
They did. Just for confidence as you play on. At some point, you got to have some things positive happen.
Yeah, just having that little bit of confidence you talked about.
Oh.
Especially against a team that they've lost 12 straight against the Bulldogs, so you need to have something go right. There's a handoff to Burkhardt, and he will get about a yard or two as the Bulldogs in there to plug it. As Jalen Klein, we've mentioned him already tonight, in on the stop.
The thing is, Fairfield's coming off back-to-back winning seasons, Josh. I mean, we did the playoff game last year. I think it was Waverly that they played. But, they've done a nice job. Coach Clark's done a heck of a job. They had like I said, a road warrior schedule here to start, but they're all home for the rest of the way.
And to your point, they had not had winning seasons consecutively since 2005, 2006.
That's
so it's
a long
been
time.
A while.
Yeah.
There's the concession stands. We understand Tom Russo is at the grill. I'll take one of those right there, please. Thank you very much. Little ketchup, little mustard, and some lettuce. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'll expect that here by halftime.
Yeah. There we go.
That's a great job right there. To go watch high school football and slap patties there on the grill. 3rd and 5 for the Falcons. And we have some movement up front again, and I think the Bulldogs gave up 5 more yards.
I think that's going to be a first down. It's just 5 yards they needed. Yep.
5-yard penalty. First down.
I thought I heard the official say number 33, and that'd be Lincoln Miller, the defensive end.
Yeah, he's a tough block. I mean, he's good out there on the end. He's being noticed by other coaches, I'll tell you that.
5'10", 208 pounds, and a senior. So 1st and 10 for Fairfield Union. They've had a couple of penalty-induced first downs here. And a handoff to McCoy's, and he will get a couple. Boston entered tonight's game with only 40 yards on the ground, but adding to that.
Well, they got out of the power spread or whatever they call it. They've kind of gotten into the Air Force wings here, power game, and as you can see, everybody's in a small area here.
Much like Lancaster for many years running the wing T. 2nd and we'll say 9. Clark calling out And now an inside grab, handoff to McCoys. He's got some running room, and he'll get it into Bloom-Carroll territory for the first time tonight. A nice run by Boston McCoys. So there you see him right there on your screen.
Yes. Yeah, since they've gone to this, they have done a nice job here moving the ball, Josh. Much better.
And I've heard many opponents, back in the day for Lancaster say that the inside traps and a lot of the misdirection really is a difficulty. It kind of messes with your vision.
Well, Coach Schoonover calls it dirty in the eyes of the defense.
Maynard on the handoff, and he will get a couple yards. Not a whole lot there. After this next play, we'll take a look at the Fairfield Union schedule because you've referenced a couple times this team being road warriors. Let me ask you this, though. Being only 5 seniors, so a relatively young team, how difficult is that to have so many road games early on in the season?
It's even adds a little bit more, uncomfortable to it because, the field's still 100 yards and 53 yards wide or whatever it is, so you just got to go play. And but it's the thing, you're getting on a bus. You got to make sure all that stuff's right and handle. It's just a little different protocol for game prep.
It was Burkhart on that last carry, and he gets it to a 3rd and 5 coming up here for Fairfield Union. You wonder if this might be 4-down territory here.
Absolutely. Why not?
Burkhart. Now it goes in motion, handoff McCoy's, and he's going to be real close to a 1st down. It's going to depend on the spot. And in there, Jalen Klein will make the stop as we take a look at the Fairfield Union schedule. And that's a tough start to the year.
That is. Both New Lex and Colonel Crawford, as you can see, are 5-0, and they got beat up at Hamilton. But, to their credit, they are hanging in there. And this is not an easy get tonight, but the rest of the season, they have a shot every night.
And it's all home cooking the rest of the way. It's the final home game, which week 6 and you're done with road games. I can't believe that.
Pretty amazing.
I don't know who came up with that schedule. It's 4th and inches, and Clark on the sneak. He didn't get much movement there. Well, it's going to depend left foot, right foot spot.
I think they're spotting him short.
Let's see. The officials are putting an eye on it.
Yep.
And he did not get it. 1st down, Bulldogs.
But didn't accomplish what they wanted, but they did take time, and they moved the football for the first time this evening.
If nothing else, even though they didn't get points on the board, that defense got a long rest.
They need it because right now Carroll is not going to take the foot off the gas pedal.
It's the assistant coach Jack Cheek coaching up the defense there.
Jack's been at it a few days in his lifetime.
Yep. He had a son play linebacker at Lancaster and North Carolina State, so yeah, absolutely. 1st and 10 Bulldogs, and it's going to be, this one's going to be shut down, in fact.
Procedure.
Yeah. Coach McKinney, if there's one thing he's probably not happy with, it's been a little sloppy for the Bulldogs.
False start. Offense number 4, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Yeah, pre-snap penalties I hear from almost all the coaches all the time. That's, and I agree. You're in week 6. Come on. What point do we have to have this down?
There you see Coach McKinney pacing the sidelines and probably pacing a little more after that penalty.
And he was a good lineman himself back in the day.
1st and 15. Hutchinson goes in motion on the touch pass. He's trying to bend it out wide. He gets slung to the ground. Yeah, and I could not quite catch. It might have been Keaton Webb who made the stop there. Or was that Maynard? It might have been Maynard coming off the edge to get that stop. Boy, he slung him to the turf.
Falcons are getting, how they got to get. You got to get a little bit of unhappy in you.
So 2nd and 15. Back to pass is Klein throwing out in the flat. He's got a man with a blocker down the sideline, and that's Breiler, Maddox Byler, and he's going to get a big chunk there. It goes out of bounds around the 40. That's a huge play for the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
look at it.
Watch Rusty out here in front. Nobody in the flat.
No,
That's a good decision by the quarterback. Watch Rusty out here trying to block.
Yeah. forced out by Lane Burkhart. So brings up 3rd down, and we'll call it about 5. They don't have it on the scoreboard yet. Now Parker Couch in the ball game here. You talked about it, Tim. We will see a couple quarterbacks tonight. Kyson Klein back next to him. Klein's going to get the carry. Klein stays on his feet. He's going to drag a defender for a 1st down out to midfield. Boy, the strength of Kyson Klein.
Well, I tell you, Byler Maddox is a receiver, but he's a blocker. You know, he can really watch him get into some people in front. Number 3 right there. I'm telling you.
Trace Taylor on the stop, but he could not do much to pull down Klein before he got the 1st down. Clock rolls near 5 minutes to play in the half. Kyson Klein one more time, and he's stacked up after he picks up about 3-yard line. A host of Falcons in there to make the stop.
Should we say a flock?
That might be more apropos. And that's really about the only way they can stop Kyson Klein right now.
No, like I said, you've got to get a little risky here. You don't want to totally sell out, but you got to get some people up in here. I mean, they're tight. I mean, they've got all 11 guys, Josh, within 6-7 yards.
Close quarters, that's for sure. That one's Couch throws out in the flat. Hutchinson pulled down, and a face mask going to come in as he was drugged down by Cohen Arnett, but I think he got a face mask as well.
Well, Carroll's found a little weakness, too. They're not getting that flat covered on the rollout. And
Personal foul, face mask. Defense number 33, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Yeah, that's a killer.
Couch with a nice play there on the replay. We see Hutchinson.
Face mask on the defense.
And there's the face mask.
Gave the wrong number, but same result.
Either way, it's 15 yards,
Yeah.
and it's going to be helpful for the Bulldogs. First and 10 at the 22. And Couch puts it on the turf, gets it up, and he will lose some yardage there as Jack Denny, first one in there to wrap him up. Couch was just trying to move a little too quickly before he got that ball secured. Be a loss of 4 on that. Time continuing to tick off as we're inside of 4 minutes to go in the half. Couch will put it up over the middle, incomplete, trying to find Kirkpatrick. And Couch took a shot at the end of that play, too.
Pressure in sports always affects the outcome. Defensive pressure affects the outcome.
After this play, we will take a look at the Bloom-Carroll schedule. Not quite as extreme home and road as Fairfield Union. And it's an important 3rd down play. Looked like promising opportunity to score for the Bulldogs after the penalty, but a couple negative plays and incompletion. Now it's 3rd down and long. Couch throwing, and he's got a man, and it's picked up by Byler, and he's going to be real close, and I think he is going to have a 1st down.
I'm telling you, he runs hard and he plays hard.
Maddox Byler, impressive fullback, 5'9", 193-pound senior. We'll get another look at his catch.
Watch here, they're just getting this in this little left flat, little crossing pattern right here, Josh, and they're just doing a great. Watch how hard he runs.
I don't know if you noticed, he just caught the tip of that ball too. It kind of was slipping from his hands, and he nearly lost the handle of it, but was able to haul it in. 1st down. Couch is going to keep it, go straight ahead, and he will not get anywhere as the Falcons come up and snuff that one out as Grant McPherson on the stop. Let's take a look at that Bloom-Carroll schedule that we teased a moment ago. And here it is.
Yeah, I mean, Chillicothe's got a winning record. Amanda is 2-3, but they're a good football team.
Yes, they are.
And, so they've played tough schedule also.
They got a massive game tonight against Hamilton Township.
Yes.
But really, the back half of the schedule for the Bulldogs, not easy.
No, not at all. Those last three. You better buckle up and be good. Whoop, there it is. Little bobble again.
Couch throwing over the middle in the back of the end zone, nearly intercepted. I believe that was McCoy's. Boston McCoy's almost came up with a pick. This is a Falcon defense who had 3 turnovers last week, 3 interceptions. Cohen Arnett had one late in the game to seal it.
Well, one of the things that I know Coach McKinney talked about, they've had people turn the ball over. They've done a good job, but they've turned it over themselves, only 2 less than they've gotten. So, it's kind of been a wash.
Klein going to get the
Good
carry
D.
and nowhere to go. One of the few times that Kyson Klein has been stacked up. Brady Andrews among others in there to snuff that one out. It'll bring up 4th down, and Rusty Hutchinson will be out there to attempt the field goal. Hutchinson was 2 for 2 coming into tonight, so he's now 3 for 3, and this will be his 4th attempt of the year. There you see him.
30-yarder.
Yep, they're going to put it down at the 20. Klein, the long snapper. Matthew Klein, Maddox Blyler is the holder. Kick is up, and this one's drilled. And it is no good, though. It must have went wide left.
We have not a good angle.
No, we do not.
But it was high and far.
There's a marker down, I believe, on the far side. The officials are getting together to discuss this one. This would be huge if it's against the Falcons. Let's get the call.
Running into the kicker.
Oh.
Defense, 5-yard penalty.
Oh, okay.
Still 4th down.
So 5 yards, but that does change things as it was 4th and about 11.
So it's 4th and 6. You're going to take the opportunity to kick it. Go for it now?
I would say they're going for it. Looks like the offense is coming back on. It's just the 5-yard variety, so a big.
Yeah, running into and roughing are 2 different
Absolutely.
things, yeah.
So it'll be 4th and 6. Couch drops back, looking for the end zone. It cuts and touchdown. London Dodds with the reception. He stretched it out over the pylon and gets the score.
Yeah, an excellent pass and catch.
Wow, I'd love to see another look at that one because he really had to stretch to get to that one. Great throw from Parker Couch. That's the first passing touchdown of the season for Parker Couch and the first receiving touchdown for Dodds. Hutchinson to attempt the extra point. And it's good. And it's now 17-0 as we'll get another look. Watch this from our Tom Russo's camera angle.
Great catch, high pointed it.
Oh my
extended.
goodness.
Hit the pylon. What a call.
We've seen a couple of outstanding receptions tonight, and add that one to the list.
That's really good.
Huge mistake, though, by the Falcons because they could have been off the field with a missed field goal. Instead, now they find themselves down 3 scores.
Yep, it's, those are the type of things that against good teams you just can't have.
Well, with 1:55 to go until halftime, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that the halftime band show is coming your way. And that is brought to you by the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Crematory, and Monuments. Family owned and operated since 1889. Check them out at funeralhome.com. And by Fairfield Federal, whatever you need. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loans specializes in banking that revolves around you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. And we have whistles and flags.
I think they were offside.
I think so.
Yeah.
So again, thank you to Fairfield Federal. And
encroachment. Defense number 41. 5-yard penalty.
Flag on the
Re-kick.
kick.
thank you to Frank Smith and Fairfield Federal for sponsoring our halftime band show, which will feature the Marching Bulldogs. Mentioned it was homecoming tonight. They crowned homecoming king and queen pregame. Now, if there's one thing Coach McKinney will probably want to address at halftime, it's penalties, because they've committed a few of those.
Yeah, there's pre-snap penalties. You just have to solve that somehow. I've asked people how do they deal with it and whatever, and there's some different ways to handle it. And I'm not going to get in coaching philosophy and how to do all that, but you just can't have it.
This one's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Here's our drive summary, Shu.
Another outstanding drive. 14 plays, 66 yards, aided by the running into the kicker, and you get an 8-yard TD pass. So, again, Carroll has dominated the game just by the number of plays, number of effective plays. Fairfield Union, right now you just got to pucker up again and try to make a drive and finish it off.
They had some success on that last drive moving the ball, but with only a minute 55 to go, they may have to throw the ball a little bit.
Yeah, they're back to the power spread.
And there was nothing doing there. As coming in to blow that one up for the Bulldogs, number 33, Lincoln Miller. Look at this hit.
He came. Yeah, he came from the right side. I'm telling you, with a full sprint, and it looked like he was at a rodeo.
Yeah, almost like he came off a turnbuckle. My goodness. And we have an injured Falcon on that play. I believe that was the ball carrier, McCoy's.
Hey, with that, Josh, let's say thanks to the Savings Bank. Founded in 1912, the Savings Bank prides itself on providing an exceptional banking experience while passionately investing in the communities it serves. Let the Savings Bank help your business with the latest in banking tech, delivered with the hands-on support expected from a true community bank. From mobile solutions to products that help keep your finances secure, their Smart Business Suite offers convenience and peace of mind. Learn more online at the savingsbankohio.bank, member FDIC.
So minute 45 to go in this one. Both teams with all 3 timeouts, as you see the injury being attended to there on the field. I hope the young man's okay. Looks like he is starting to get up now, so that's a good sign. Actually, that was Lane Burkhart, 5'7", 160 pounds, and a junior. And walking a little slow to the sidelines, as he certainly took a wallop on that last play.
Well, Miller came across there, shot out of a cannon. I mean, he came from that right defensive end spot, and he's tough.
And that's how most of the Bulldogs play, is shot out of a cannon on defense.
They are aggressive. They are super aggressive. They tackle well. And they play together well. They know their role.
So Burkhart will leave the game momentarily, and clock will wind with a minute 45 to go. So 2nd and 14, and now even with all 3 timeouts after that loss, you wonder if that changes Coach Clark's decision-making here in the play calling. And Clark fumble, and ball's loose. And we'll see who comes up with it. And it is Bulldog football.
Wow.
And coming up with the recovery for Bloom-Carroll, number 62, Zach Chambers, a defensive lineman, a senior. And the Bulldogs are in business. They're going to try and double up as the Bulldogs will get the ball to start the second half as well. Boy, in the last couple minutes, this game seems to have pivoted real quick.
Yeah, not for Fairfield Union's favor.
Yeah. And Hutchinson cannot come up with it. It's a live ball. And picking it up and running down the sideline for the Fairfield Union Falcons is Cody Andrews, and Hutchinson will run him down at the 22-yard line.
I think it was a backward pass.
That's what they're ruling, was a lateral. And boy, did the Falcons need something to go right, and they are in business now.
Well, just as you said That totally's changed all of a sudden.
Spinning like a top this game right now.
Yeah,
Wow.
One play can do that.
A backwards pass that was off the fingertips of Hutchinson. And give credit to Cody Andrews, who picked it up and ran with it, not assuming that it was an incompletion. And he nearly took it to the house, but at least Hutchinson was able to run him down for the Bulldogs. Now it's Clark on the keeper. He tucks it up, and he'll get a yard, if not a yard and a half, as we near a minute to play in the half.
They still have 2 timeouts, or no, they have all 3 timeouts, so.
I think the playbook's wide open here.
I would say, and I mean, I wouldn't let the clock run too much down. You don't want to not have something happen and give Carroll the ball again, that's for sure. But
back to pass, Clark looking deep down the sideline. That one is nearly intercepted. That was knocked away as Devin Ash nearly picked it away, but the receiver had to play defender at the end of that one.
Yeah, did a nice job. Defender had it blanketed.
In case you're wondering, Fairfield Union has not attempted a field goal on the season, so this may be 4 down territory for the Falcons. So they'll have 3rd and 8, trailing by 17. Clark in trouble, looking, and he will go down. As coming in to swallow him up was Weston Coppice. And he picks up his first sack of the season.
Yeah, now you just let it run.
And that's what it's doing right now.
But it's 4th down, so you don't want to give the ball up here, so you might as well let it run out.
Kind of surprised Bloom-Carroll maybe not calling a timeout just to force a play. And both teams look like they are content. Actually, timeout taken
by Fairfield.
Yep, with 2 seconds to go, so they may heave one up for the end zone and see what happens. Certainly has been an interesting first half in this one.
Yeah, and it's kind of come true when talk about the turnovers. You get and then you give. Mm-hmm. You get a big turnover there, big opportunity inside deep territory of your opponent, and you throw a backwards pass that can't be handled.
And a touchdown, the last touchdown for Bloom-Carroll, thanks to a gift on a missed field goal attempt and a penalty.
Yep.
Extended that drive, resulted in a touchdown.
It's big.
Fairfield Union had a drive early in the game, extended by penalty that would have resulted in a punt. So, I mean, both teams have given some opportunities.
Yeah, generally the teams that win games make lesser mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to play perfectly clean, but you have to control and eliminate the things that you have control over.
All right, one more crack at it here on 4th down with 2 seconds. Clark in trouble. Flag flies. He heaves it towards the end zone. That is caught inside the 10-yard line as Keaton Webb with the reception, but we'll see if that stands. Holding on
55.
defense.
That penalty's declined.
Halftime. So there'll be nothing more than a stat booster, and that will take us to halftime. With the score, Bloom-Carroll 17, Fairfield Union nothing. Stay tuned. The halftime band show is coming up next. This is the IVP Sports Buffalo Wild Wings Game of the Week.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Also brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, North Body Shop, Fairfield Federal, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Pizza Cottage, The Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., The Savings Bank, Sheridan Funeral Home, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Buckeye Lake Marina, The Pink Cricket, Clear Sky Rehabilitation Hospital, Fairfield DD, and Buckeye Toyota.
At Fairfield Federal, we believe true prosperity is shared. For 130 years, Fairfield Federal has invested in the community that built us. From supporting businesses that employ our neighbors, empowering the initiatives that strengthen our community, and serving generations of families, Fairfield Federal is proud to share this milestone of progress with our hometown. Fairfield Federal is your place for checking, savings, and home loans. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 402612.
Buckeye Lake Marina is a full-service marina offering new and used boats for sale. Brands like Bennington, Crown Line, South Bay, and Chaparral. They also do boat service, canvas repair, and custom boat covers, and they sell ethanol-free recreational fuel. Located in Millersport at 2920 Canal Drive, 740-467-2697. Online at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
Pizza is always a good idea. It brings people together. It's there for your birthday party. It's the food that motivates your friends to help you move. These moments deserve Pizza Cottage, where good pizza, good people, and great memories come together.
Greetings from Fairfield DD. As we embrace the back-to-school season, we welcome the arrival of autumn and our cherished fall customs. Join us for Football Friday nights and the county fair. While you revel in the colorful season, let's also reflect on the positive changes we aspire to witness. At Fairfield DD, our goal is to foster a vibrant community where individuals lead lives of greater independence and make meaningful contributions. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram to discover more about our unwavering commitment to the community.
Clear Sky Rehabilitation Hospital. Our values and beliefs guide every decision we make, truly reflecting who we are at the core of our hospital. We are passionate about providing superior, personalized rehabilitative care. Our patients are our priority. Our staff goes above and beyond normal service expectations. Their training, knowledge, and expertise allow them to provide specialized quality care to our patients so they can recover to their highest levels of independence possible. When our patients come through our doors, they're limited in their abilities, but our goal is to help them return home quickly so they can get back to doing what they love.
He was a little 32-week baby. All of the nurses took such good care of me that I decided to go to nursing school when I was a little older, and now I'm actually working alongside some of the nurses that actually cared for me when I had my son.
Hi, I'm Carol Whittington, and I would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, located at 1540 Hubbard Drive in Lancaster. We are a small family-owned business and have been servicing the Central Ohio and Hocking Hills area since 2003. Graduations with a personal touch, weddings with a personal touch, corporate events with a personal touch. Please call us today for all your party rental needs, 740-689-6991.
Swing into the Carriage Company and check out our sweet deals.
If you're looking for the best selection of clean, quality used vehicles, look no further than the Carriage Company. You'll feel secure with your purchase, knowing all vehicles undergo an extensive safety and service check prior to the sale. And all vehicles can be viewed online at carriagecompany.com. The Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster.
Wait!
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster. and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
At the Ohio High School Athletic Association, our student athletes are going pro at being
coachable,
a good student,
responsible,
dependable,
respectful. I'm going pro at being
a good student,
a good student,
a good teammate,
responsible.
I'm going pro at being
coachable,
a good student,
dependable,
a good teammate,
representing my school.
I'm going pro at being
a good student,
a good student, responsible.
Let's go pro at respecting the game.
Respect 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 the game.
Give it up one more time for your marching Falcons! Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the pride of Bulldog Country and OMEA State Marching Band finalists, the 2025 Bloom-Carroll Marching Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are led by field commanders Haley Bennett and Jacob Kim. Tonight, the Marching Bulldogs present their competition show featuring soloists Haley Betty, Jackson Moore, Olivia Emyon, and Jacob Kim. Here is one more.
You're 17 and you're playing for someday. Then, without ever really noticing, someday is today. When someday is yesterday. And this is your life. If only we could recapture all of those special memories, those unique occasions for just a moment. If only just one more once.
The only class I don't have an A or B in is class. Because this is I swear on God, on everything, that these kids, they're doing their hands. I swear, they're just throwing their hands up. I swear, there's no way they're actually doing something. I didn't want to stop. Look, bro, I feel acquired. down, bro, alright? No adjusting. I'm getting paid super long. It looks like fucking shit. Yeah, I know that. I didn't call your pal, okay? I know my shit.
The Marching Bulldogs began a competitive season at the 32nd Annual BC Classic last weekend, earning straight superior ratings and punching a ticket to the 2025 OMEA State Marching Band Finals. The Bulldogs will next be in action on October 4th at the Zanesville Bonanza of Bands. The Bulldogs would like to take a moment to thank their sponsors, Hammer Ruff & Associates, Cheers Chalet, Sundowner Aviation, and the Savings Bank. The Marching Bulldogs are under the direction of Mr. Rob Falvo, assisted by David Dietz, Greg Starkey, Mackenzie Wilkerson, Emily Swope, and Anna Sands. Let's have another round of applause for the 2025 Marching Bulldogs!
Ladies and gentlemen, The Bloom-Carroll Music Boosters are selling 50-50 tickets down by the concession stand. 50-50 tickets are being sold down by the concession stand. I will call the winning ticket at the end of the third quarter. Go buy your 50-50 tickets. We also have a phone return.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week.
Over by the Falcon sideline. So if you're
Also
missing
brought to you
the
by Fairfield Medical Center,
have it in the press box.
North Body Shop, Fairfield Federal, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Pizza Cottage, the Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., the Savings Bank, Sheridan Funeral Home, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Buckeye Lake Marina, the Pink Cricket, Clear Sky Rehabilitation Hospital, Fairfield DD, and Buckeye Toyota.
17-0. Bloom-Carroll leads Fairfield Union as we get ready to start the second half action of our IVP Sports Buffalo Wild Wings Game of the Week. Josh Messerly alongside Tim Shoemaker, and missed opportunities for both teams, and some mistakes that extended drives really was that story of the first half.
Yeah, you know that's kind of been the story for both teams coming in. You know, you're past halfway point in the season. You got to start eliminating penalties and turnovers that break drives down. That's just how you get better, because the whole goal is you're looking to improve anyway. Yeah. That's what you're trying to do, and the best way to improve is eliminate penalties and turnovers.
Absolutely, and these two teams trying to figure things out as we get into league play. Bloom-Carroll 2-0 in the Mid-State League. Fairfield Union 1-1 in the Mid-State League. We were looking at some scores earlier. Hamilton Township, a big game tonight down at the pit against Amanda Clear Creek. At last check, they were up 21-7 in the second quarter. So, a lot of things are going to shift around in this Mid-State League as we get further and further into October. I know Coach Jim Tressel used to say that October's pretenders and November's for contenders. I think in high school, September's pretenders and contenders start to show themselves in October.
Yeah, I mean, we're truly in autumn now.
Absolutely.
And, you got to play well here, and even though your chances are possibly good to be in the playoffs, you're still only taking 12 this year. So we'll look at some playoff points and things like that down the road.
And Falcons will be kicking this one off. This one bounces back to the 10-yard line and finally picked up by Hutchinson. He's in trouble, and he will go down around the 10-yard line. Did he lose the ball?
Yes.
And they say, yes, he did. Fairfield Union will have the football at the 10-yard line. Wow. That play was adventurous from the beginning.
Yeah, when he didn't catch the football on the kickoff, and it took a funny bounce, and you know this ball's not round, so it takes some odd bounces.
A little different bounce than you're used to, right?
Yes.
Wow, could not ask for better starting field position for the Falcons. First and goal at just inside the 10-yard line. Clark will go under center, and he'll hand it off to McCoy straight ahead, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons.
Boy, talk about getting a little momentum change right away.
First rushing touchdown of the year for Boston McCoy's, and it gets the Falcons on the board to start the second half.
You know, that right side of the Falcon line, we get an opportunity to see it. They did an outstanding job there, Josh, of getting a push and creating an opportunity for McCoy's.
After this PAT, we'll show that kickoff attempt as that PAT is up, and it is good from Colin Pike.
And a flag.
A flag and a player down. Let's take a look at the replay of that kickoff.
See what I mean? There's that funky hop. I mean, so Rusty's trying to make a play. Throw back inside the 5.
we're looking to see where exactly he lost the ball. It came out right there.
Yep.
Wow. By the way, there is a personal foul
15-yard
against
penalty. Yep.
personal foul against Bloom-Carroll on the point after, so that'll be assessed on the kickoff. And
wow.
Boy, has this game turned quickly. So personal foul will have this one kicked off on the other side of midfield. In fact, the Falcons will be kicking at the Bloom-Carroll 45. I always wondered about this. You get a 15-yarder like that, you're on the other side of midfield. Do you think of some sort of surprise onside kick?
Maybe. I mean, what's it going to hurt you
right.
to kick to these up people here? I once saw a kickoff, and this has been a long time ago, after several penalties. The team was kicking off to the receiving team from their 20.
Wow.
After 3 15-yarders.
And this one's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. So Bloom-Carroll will start the 20-yard line. And, boy, now this game has taken a different direction. And the Falcon fans you see across the way really excited about how this one started. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. We'll see who will come out at quarterback this drive.
Yeah, I thought both quarterbacks played well.
Yeah.
First half. I thought they were both very solid and did a good job.
Couch had a passing touchdown. Kyson Klein also had a rushing touchdown. He'll be lined up next to Matthew Klein here, 1st and 10. Kyson Klein gets it straight ahead, nothing doing. And, boy, you start to see a little momentum shift as the defense starting to feel it a little bit for Fairfield Union.
A little liveliness there. Their linebackers have played well all year, according to Coach Clark. And Grant McPherson's one of them in there. We've seen him every year. We get an opportunity to cover Fairfield Union every year, and he's a solid senior linebacker.
Brady Andrews also a linebacker on the last stop. No gain on that play. Matthew Klein will pass it out to the side, and that's knocked down, incomplete. And that was Zach Berry getting the big arm up there. He's 6'4", 225 pounds, and a senior. That's a big target to try and throw around.
That is. And you know what we talked about, pressure from the defensive end, but sometimes the pressure is getting your hands up to distract vision, to block a pass. That's big.
And this is a early but large 3rd down right here in the 3rd quarter, 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Matthew Klein out of the gun, getting pressured, throws, and that one's caught, and it's going to be a 1st down. And it was caught by London Dodds, who has a touchdown reception earlier and a big 1st down conversion.
That's a really nice throw. Watch this. Watch Matthew Klein unleash this one. Boom. You know, they'd been killing them in the flat, Josh, all first half. And Fairfield came up a little bit, so he hit the second receiver and split the gap.
And Barry was screaming in on the edge on that last play. Kyson Klein with a handoff. Nimble move there. Gets to midfield. Oh, get out of my way. Wow. Kyson Klein, the stiff arm to Cohen Arnett on the sideline, and it'll be a 1st down again for Bloom-Carroll.
Yeah, well, when you're a sophomore corner and you come up to make a tackle on a strong physical back, that's sometimes what's going to happen. Ought to make you want to feel like you want to get in the weight room a little more next year.
And that's also one of those, you do not want to take a back like that up high.
And no.
It will not end well. 1st and 10 from the 49 of the Falcons. Kyson Klein one more time, and he'll get a couple yards there, and about to the 45-yard line. Pick up a 4 on that last carry. I just love the way that Kyson Klein runs, that physical nature.
Oh. He is delivering the blow.
And you don't see a lot of high school running backs do that. You'll see some in college and certainly at the NFL level, but not as many in the high school level. 2nd and 6. Kyson Klein, the toss.
Yeah.
He gets to the 40, still dragging defenders, fighting for extra yards. And Brady Andrews finally slows him down, but not before Kyson Klein will move the chains again.
Yeah, I like that little toss. That quick toss gets him off of the center and outside the tackle a little bit. Gives him some room. I don't know what his yardage is, but it's pretty high because he's been consistently good tonight.
And he gets a lot of carries. He already had 92 starting tonight's game. Certainly over the century mark for the season at this point. He gets another carry straight ahead. This time the Falcons in to slow him down. And Jack Denny there to wrap him up, the junior nose tackle. And he's Kyson Klein's going to limp off here, as we'll see Colton Butcher, a senior, come in. We'll check the injury there to Klein. Hopefully he's okay and can return. Pick up a yard on that last carry. Makes it 2nd and 9. Here's Butcher, and he will be wrapped up pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's just a power formation, Josh. There's nobody wide on either side. You can bet that they're going to run the football when they're in that formation.
Colton Bora on the last tackle for no gain, so bring up 3rd and 9 from the 37. As
Watch again.
Clock moving.
Okay, now we do have splits this time with one back. I think they're going to do the rollout. Nope,
Back to
pocket.
pass. Throwing over the middle, wide open, and picking up the first down. The reception is Byler, and Maddox Byler's had himself a solid evening.
I tell you what, he's done a great job from his position doing what you would call crossing pattern, and Couch and Klein have found him. Watch right here. He's crossing again, and he's free.
Can that fullback, maybe H-back role tonight.
Yep.
Big first down for Bloom-Carroll as we tick down to 7.5 to go in the 3rd. Kyson Klein back in the ball game, out in the flats. Hutchinson inside the 20, and he'll move it down inside the 15-yard line before Arnett will move him out of bounds. And in fact, that would be enough to move the chains for Rusty Hutchinson and the Bulldog offense.
Yeah, that's that moving in the pocket again. A little bit like the old days of the Houston run and shoot a little bit, where you sprint out and quick pass and get it in their hands so the talented players like Rusty can make plays. Here you go, more of a power formation here.
And Kyson Klein straight ahead, and he's thrown backwards by a couple of defenders.
He got about 3, a lot more resistance that time.
Yes. Braxton Leonard in there. As you see him, number 53 in the middle of your screen. You talk about the run and shoot. Forget about the Houston Oilers back with Warren Moon. In those days, they could light the scoreboard up with Jerry Glanville as their head coach. Saw him in a concert once. That's a funny story. 2nd down and 8. Hand off to Kyson Klein, and he will get about a yard or so. Around the 11s where they're going to say he got to. Looks like McPherson in on the stop. Grant McPherson listed as number 7 on most rosters, but he's wearing 57 tonight.
He just added a digit to it.
Yeah, just added a 5. That's all I did on my roster. So.
Yeah. He's active. I'm going to tell you what. He's playing really hard from that linebacker spot.
3rd and 7. Bulldogs trying to extend their 10-point advantage. Klein rolling, and he throws to Byler, who slips out of the first tackle, but Brady Andrews there to save it and knock him out of bounds before he could have maybe picked up a first down. And they'll bring up 4th down, minimal gain. And looks like the offense is going to stay as we'll get another look at this play.
They got 4th and 7 on the board. Yeah, they've just run this rollout a lot.
Oh, my.
That's a nice catch, actually.
Watch this second hit coming here. Walking the tightrope. Oh, my. 4th down. Bulldogs are going to go for it. Got to get down to about the 5. Matthew Klein throws over the middle. Hutchinson, and he's not going to have it. He's short of it as Trace Taylor combines with Grant McPherson to make the stop, and the Falcons get the turnover on downs.
Wow.
We've seen one each side by the defense turned in, and that might be one of the bigger ones of the night in the red zone.
Well, it saved them any chance at all. You know, if you give this up here and you're down 17 points heading into the fourth quarter, that's a tough comeback against a good defense. Now they have an opportunity. They're still only down 10 points.
Yeah.
But they've got to move the ball here out of their territory, Josh.
And that's been one of the struggles tonight for the Falcons, is trying to drive the field against this Bulldog defense, which has been really tough. Hand off, and boy, that one could have been busted for a big one. A shoestring tackle made on McCoy's.
Yeah, ran that little counter.
Here you see the Bloom-Carroll student section and the athletic director, Larry, getting into it. Larry Hergis getting into it with his students. Thanks to Larry, too, for the hospitality here at Bloom-Carroll. They really treat us nice and are really helpful for us. And also thanks to Fairfield Union, both coaches. I know you appreciate the time that you had with both coaches this week.
Very much.
There's a handoff to McCoy's again, and he'll get a couple. They'll bring up third and medium. And we have a whistle and an injured player. And while they attend to him, let's take a look at the computer points for these two schools. We'll take a look at one of them. Both teams in different divisions. Bloom-Carroll in region number 11.
Yeah, it's a bear. And when I say that, I mean it's a dogfight. That region 11, you got the state champion Watterson there. And then you go down through there. There's some perennial power teams, John. I mean, Sheridan is 7th, and they're 3-2.
Tri-Valley, Bloom-Carroll's had their battles with Tri-Valley in the playoffs.
And Granville beat Tri-Valley. I mean, it's just a lot of good teams, those top 12. And then you have Steubenville hanging down here. I never trust anything that's going, because they can come out of that easily.
You want to be above the line, that's for sure. And Fairfield Union, some work to do in Region 15. But they have opportunities. I mean, they're playing some schools that are a little bit bigger in size. You get one of those wins, and you could jump up real quick.
Well, and like we said, they've played really good high-caliber teams. And at this point, after tonight, and tonight's not over yet.
And a handoff.
And
I believe that was number 26, Brady Andrews, and he's going to have a first down for the Falcons. A big first down for Fairfield Union.
I mean, they're showing some fight. The goal line stand, come out in the second half, didn't hang their heads. It's what it's about.
Yeah, just to continue this drive, which we are down 4:40 and counting here in the third quarter, a 10-point game. And all set up for Fairfield Union of a fumble on the opening kickoff of the second half. Here's a handoff on first down, and this is going to be number 4 on the carry. That's Colton Bora, who's seeing some playing time here, a sophomore, 5'8", 145 pounds.
Well, once they've gone to the power offense here with the two wing backs, they've just done a better job of blocking, Josh. They're more physical up at the point of attack, and they've done a better job of just going forward. I mean, that's a 4-yard gain, and you'll take that if you're going to run the ball. You need some plays to happen. They got to break down here, but if you're going to drive the ball, the 4 and 5 yards of time is not bad.
Second down and 6. Play action, Clark under pressure, throwing. That one's in and out of the hands, and he was looking. It's like Keaton Webb, the tight end. Nice target at 6'3".
Yeah, good try. But, now you're in 3rd and 6, and you got to come up with something, some way, because you're going to get pressure.
And that's not a position you want to be in against this defense.
No,
it's 3rd and long.
No, you're going to get pressure right here. You're going to get some aggression from the Bulldogs.
Falcons taking their time breaking the huddle. Play clock hits 10. They're packing it in here on 3rd and 5. Inside handoff to McCoy's. He's going to have the first down and a little more. And Boston McCoy's moves the sticks for the Falcons.
They have blocked them really well on that inside handoff.
That has been a very effective
Yes.
play, especially, I'd say, from about the second quarter on, they've started to run that effectively.
Yep. It's a big burst right there.
First and 10. Another handoff. And Bora on the carry, and he will take it to the 40-yard line. So starting to get some small chunks here and there for the Falcons.
And, we've seen it over the years with teams. The key to this is stay away from the penalties and the turnovers. You're going to run the football in small chunks. You got to be effective consistently.
Something you've said over the years often, you can't beat yourself.
No.
2 yards on that last carry. McCoys runs into his own man, body surfs, and gets out to about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, positive yardage. Now you're 3rd and 3 here. You got 2.5 minutes in the third quarter, and you got to put a drive together somehow. And this is, will Carroll take a chance here? You'll send the house maybe. They're creeping up in there. There's 8 guys within the box.
Hand off to Bora, and he's got nowhere to go. 5 or 6 Bulldogs in there to meet him.
Just way too much penetration defensively for the offense to be effective.
David Mullen and friends there to make the stop for Bloom-Carroll. And let's see what decision Coach Andy Clark makes. He's going to send the punt team out.
Yeah, I think they're going to kick it. I just think you don't want to give Carroll short fields. I saw a stat years ago about high school and field position and how unsuccessful people are driving the ball for 70 yards or longer. They're really ineffective.
Especially at the high school game.
That's what I mean, yeah.
This one off the side of the foot for McCoy's, and it'll go out of bounds. And it'll be good field position for the Bulldogs. We'll see where the officials mark this one off as they're walking it up. Kind of reminds me of the old mountain climber game that they had on The Price is Right. Every time I see an official walk up the sideline on a punt, they're going to spot it at the 40-yard line.
17-yard punt.
17 yards and a good opportunity for Bloom-Carroll to start with good field position. They have not scored here in the second half. The only score, a Boston McCoy's rushing touchdown that was set up on a fumble off the opening kick of the second half. And here's Klein rumbling through defenders. Laundry, though, behind him on the field, and it's probably coming back.
Yeah, where that was thrown from, that's probably a hold.
And whatever it was, multiple officials saw the same thing.
Holding. Offense number 58, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
You need a laundromat with all that laundry on the field, right?
Indeed. He had a big hole to run through, but
sometimes there's a reason why they make big games.
Exactly.
Now that's huge.
That'll change the tone of this drive for sure as it goes back to the 30-yard line. They're ticking down near a minute to play in the quarter. Matthew Klein will have Isan Klein next to him. And through his hands. And it's loose. And let's see, still loose. And I think the Falcons got it. Yes, they did.
Gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
Did you see how hard the defenders went after that ball?
Yeah, they were sliding all over the turf.
They did not surrender.
Somebody had to stick a fork in it, and they finally did.
Oh, my. Watch that. Okay, high snap. Watch the push.
Yeah, and he pushed the ball, too.
That was great
Barry
effort.
who pushed it.
Yeah.
Let's see who finally fell on it. Is that McPherson? That went through him, maybe. It's between his legs, I think. My goodness. First down. Hand off to McCoy's trying to bounce it wide. Nothing doing there, as it was Devin Ash coming up from his cornerback position to make that play.
Big play now. Yeah, this is when you love having a good defense, though, because they put him in a very difficult position here again.
Weston Coppice is a nice game defensively, also in there on the stop. Loss of 1. We're down to a half minute.
Look how tight this formation is.
Inside handoff to McCoy's, and he will get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Austin McCoy's the ball carrier.
And that's likely going to be the final play of the quarter, as the Falcons not in a hurry to run one more play. Instead, they're going to flip it and go to the far end of the field as we tick down to the end of the third with the score: Bloom-Carroll 17, Fairfield Union 7.
And Josh, tonight's second half scoreboard sponsor is Pizza Cottage, now with 2 locations in Lancaster at West Fair Avenue and East Main Street. Pizza Cottage, always using the finest ingredients, treating their customers and employees like family, and always giving back to our community.
Well, we have a moment. Let's thank and acknowledge our fine IVP Sports crew tonight. On cameras, we have up top Jim Spires. We have on our middle camera tonight is Jason Roush, and down on the sidelines is Tom Russo. So thanks to those folks for giving you some great pictures to look at. And also in the truck tonight, our director and producer, Bob Campetti, our statistician, Beth Campetti. There you see Jim Spires up top. Also in the truck, Shane Messina on graphics and replays, and Donnie Ziegfeld working the scoreboard tonight. So thanks to our amazing crew. There's Tom getting those great shots down there on the sideline, putting his body on the line sometimes. And there's Jason there amongst the crowd, not in the student section, so that's good. It's a little rocky when you're in the student section.
Sometimes.
So thanks to our crew tonight, doing a great job as always. And it'll be a big third down here. As you see, we've got our little light here in the press box, so we can see. They like having the lights off here, so we've got our little light here. All right, third down and 11 to go.
I think it's they need something a little different here, Josh. Especially if you don't have a kicker.
More than likely, you're just hoping to get half of it here on third down. Play action. Clark stepping up, and he will go down as the pocket collapsed quickly.
Yeah.
And Zach Chambers, a senior nose tackle, came in there to finish it off to pick up the sack.
Bloom-Carroll defense again rising to the occasion.
Now it's fourth down. Field goal looks like it's off the table, and boy, if you're Fairfield Union, you'd hate to get nothing out of this drive because you were gift wrap a golden opportunity.
Okay, going back to the spread, one back here.
Clark will drop back, looking left, throwing over the middle for the end zone, incomplete. It was batted down, I believe. That was intended for Bora in the end zone, and it'll be a turnover on downs. So both teams getting turnover on downs here in the half. Now the Bulldogs will have to go the length of the field.
Well, they just haven't been in the last couple offensive possessions, just not been very good.
Yeah.
Whether it be penalties, you had a holding penalty that put you behind the 8 ball back here. You had a high snap. I mean, just those kind of things take away from your rhythm and consistency.
And you'd like to be more crisp, as Bloom-Carroll will take their first time out. You'd like to be more crisp by the time you get to this point in the season, because you know, it's kind of imperative as you get closer and closer to the playoffs.
Nah, Coach McKinney called it like it is. I mean, he talked about these things that you know, they've had some moments where they look really sharp and things are going on, and then times where it's just too many breakdowns. And some of that's, you know, you call them mental mistakes, people. And when they say that, they mean basically somebody didn't, you know, fulfill a duty in the offense or do the things that you're supposed to do. Doesn't mean that they're dumb or, you know, anything like that. It's just ineffectively tuned into the game, as I say.
A couple out-of-town scores for you. Pickerington Central lead Lancaster 35-21 at the half. Worthington Christian 28, Bern Union 14 at halftime. Also at halftime, Fairfield Christian 21, Rosecrans 12. Grove City Christian 28-0 over Millersport in the second. And also at the half, 34-14, Hamilton Township leads Amanda Clear Creek. And it is Klein on the carry, sneaking through, and he'll take it to the 25-yard line. Nice move there, trying to get to the outside, and Kyson Klein cuts it back and picks up about 5 more.
Tell you what, That's a heck of a run, really. When you look, you go, that's an 8-yard run. That's some run. Watch. Got off tackle free.
8-yard gain on the play.
There's a block.
Yeah.
There's
He blocked
another
2
one.
guys.
He did. That's outstanding.
London Dodds, great job.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a night.
Yes, he has. Maybe consideration for our player of the game for Bloom-Carroll. That's going to be a tough decision for both of these teams coming up. Kyson Klein, handoff straight ahead, and not much there.
You know, we haven't seen Lane Burkhart this half. He plays both ways, and, you know, he got hurt earlier, so
yeah,
hopefully it's not too serious.
He left latter stages, I believe, of the first quarter, and
yeah.
as you said, has not returned.
Yeah, he was the leading ball carrier for the Falcons coming in.
Also playing defensive back as well. That's why we've seen Bora in the ball game a little more tonight. And movement up front, but nothing across the neutral zone there. Handoff straight ahead to Klein and nowhere to go. Falcons were waiting for that one as Zach Berry in to bust that one up.
The ball carrier brought down by number 8, Zach Berry. Short of the first
Yeah,
down.
they have no choice but to punt.
Yeah.
That's outstanding defense by the Falcons.
I'll tell you what, the second half has been a different story for this Fairfield Union defense.
Yeah, they've just pinned their ears back and really just fought and battled.
Hutchinson will punt this one away. McCoy's back deep to await it. He's waiting in his own 40. Hutchinson with some pressure, gets it off. McCoy's comes up and he gets it. Boy, he trapped it underneath of him. That had danger written all over it.
Woo.
Beg your pardon, that was not McCoy's, that was Cohen Arnett on the return, but boy, that could have been disastrous.
Yeah, if you're on the Falcons sideline, you just broke a sweat.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We got 9 minutes to go, Josh.
Boy, and this feels like a really important time as you talked about the time remaining in the game, and you need 2 scores.
Yeah, when you run the football pretty consistently, you know, Fairfield has not been effective throwing the ball, but they've run it pretty well tonight at different times, and it takes time. Here they are, and they're spread a little bit.
Clark, play action, throwing out in the flat. Catch is made by McCoy's, and he's wrestled down immediately by David Mullen. But a pickup of about 8 there on first down, and a very positive first down play. We've not seen a lot of those for the Falcons.
Yeah, right on point after I just said they hadn't thrown the ball well. They did a nice job right there.
Falcons taking their time here, getting this second down play in.
Yeah, like I said, they're back into their spread power. Power spread.
Back to pass. Clark flagged down. He's going to be drugged down from behind as Carson Drury came in to make the tackle. Likely flag in the area of a hold, I would think.
Yeah, it came from the umpires.
Holding, office number 52, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
So it will be a costly penalty. I'm surprised we've not seen many screen passes from the Falcons, as aggressive as Bloom-Carroll is tonight.
Right. You know, those require a lot. I've watched a lot of games this year, obviously, with what we do, and when we're not, I go watch games. I tell you, New Lexington runs all kinds of screens, and that's how they beat pressure.
I remember a couple years ago we had that game out there, Fairfield Union. They emptied out the playbook that night, hook and ladder, about everything.
Yeah, they still do that. I mean, you know, Coach Board has them playing really well.
Falcons take their first timeout. So both teams have used a timeout here in the second half. We'll give you some more scores while we have a moment. As we were looking at Liberty Union earlier, they were trailing. They're still trailing Logan Elm 21-7. Newark on top of Canal Winchester 20-17 at the half. That's an interesting score.
Wow.
Pickerington North 15, Westerville Central 0. How about this? Fisher Catholic 21-12 on top of Miller in the third quarter.
The Irish have really gotten some confidence here.
We will see them in a couple weeks when they host Byrne Union. that'll be a Fair Week game at Fulton Field. And yeah, good job by Coach Luke Temmis of the Irish. 4-1 entering tonight's game. Second down, Clark back to pass, being pressured. He will throw this one away. Multiple penalty flags down on the play. And Clark is on his back at the 20-yard line.
There is a flag on the play.
Some Falcon players were hoping for a late hit, but
well, I tell you, Carson Drury came through there. They couldn't block him. He just willed himself through them.
that may explain the yellow on the field.
Yeah.
Holding on the offense.
Get another look at this play. Yeah, that on Sunday that's a penalty, I can tell you.
Yeah, well, they're also making
well,
millions
that's
of dollars a year.
That's true. They kind of are on Saturday too anymore, but
yeah,
that's a whole other story.
That's true.
Second down and 22 after the penalties. The ball goes all the way back to the 34-yard line of Fairfield Union.
Yeah, not going in the right direction right now.
No. And they still need 2 scores, and we're under 8 minutes to go in this one. Clark will keep it himself, stays alive, and crawls out to about the 38-yard line is where they said his knee dropped down.
Dean Clark, the ball carrier, tripped up by number 36.
Just tough to get anything on Carroll's defense. I mean, they're good all the way around, you know, and we haven't mentioned tonight Aiden Schultz, you know, he's a 5'10 senior, and he is an impact linebacker. Yeah. And we haven't said him a lot, but he impacts the game.
And sometimes you wonder in some ways, a guy like that, if he's not, you know, we're not calling him, it's maybe they're going away from him, trying to avoid him in that situation.
Double teaming even.
Yeah. Third down, Falcons trying to pick it up. Clark going to run it on the sideline. Slung out of bounds, gets back around the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So a nice pickup there, but still a long way to go. And this becomes an interesting decision here for the Falcons as we get another look at that last play.
Yeah, watch him rush here. He got 8 yards, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a good choice.
The aforementioned Aiden Schultz there on the stop
Yep.
as soon as we talk about him.
It's funny how that works.
Absolutely. Good look at our pink cricket replay tonight. 4th down and 9. Clark out of the gun. Looking downfield, being chased. Running out of time, and he's a long way away as he gets run out of bounds on the Carroll sideline, and that'll be a turnover on downs. We've seen more of those tonight than I think we have most seasons, turnover on downs tonight.
Yeah, like I said, it's just hard. Both teams have played well defensively, and Carroll is outstanding anyway, and we knew coming in. And Fairfield's, like you said, has played really well defensively this half.
1st and 10 from the 48s. You get a good look in the defensive huddle there for Bloom-Carroll on the sidelines. Kyson Klein breaking out of tackles, refuses to go down as he takes it down inside the 45-yard line. Finally, Cohen Arnett makes the stop.
I mean, that's 7 yards when it should have been 0.
That's at least 6 yards after contact.
Yeah, I mean, that's what great backs do for you.
Second down and 3. Clock hits 6.5 to play. As Matthew Klein will work out of the gun. With Kyson Klein next to him. Bulldogs trying to milk it here. Klein hands off straight ahead, and he will have another 1st down. Not sure that the stats available from the coach's perspective, but I'd be curious to know how many 1st downs he picks up in a game.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they have that somewhere stuck within their confines of their numbers. You know what I love too, I watch him run through there, Josh. There's no getting up and being demonstrative. He handed the ball to the official, and he went back to the huddle.
Yeah, this is a very team-focused club in Bloom-Carroll. Bulldogs have it at the 41. Kyson Klein again, and he's starting to wear down the defense now as he picks up another 8 on first down.
Well, I tell you, you know, he's obviously got talent and stuff too, but you have to have great conditioning to take all the hits he's taken tonight. I don't know how many carries he's had, but I know I would be tempted if I'm down there calling plays, hand it to him.
Yeah. Can you imagine being a defender and by the fourth quarter trying to tackle him?
Wear you out after a while, and you know he really appears to be mentally tough.
That's a great point. 5 minutes to go in the game. 2nd and 2 from the 33. Kyson Klein again, and he got hit there, just shy of the first down. I've been Jack Denny in there, one of the first players to get him.
Be 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs.
Clock ticking down 4.5. Bulldogs trying to run the play clock down, where they got these nice play clocks with the time clock in the end zone. That's really
love
nice.
It. Yeah, I love it.
I'm probably situations like this really helpful if you're on the field. And it's going to be Matthew Klein on the keeper. He'll have the first down inside the 30-yard line. As coming up to make the stop was Cody Andrews, but another first down for Bloom-Carroll.
Yeah, great call. Great call. That situation where you need a yard and you've kind of ridden Klein, the running back, so Klein, the quarterback, keeps it.
Well, and the defense is expecting number 8 to get the ball, pull it out, and run around and pick up a first down. Bulldogs started with the football after getting the Falcons to turn it over on downs, and they've marched it down the field, pretty much flipping the field. Kyson Klein, a handoff, breaks out the shoestring tackle. Another one, still on his feet, down the sidelines and out of bounds. Cohen Arnett forces him out of bounds, but Kyson Klein just would not slow down.
I can't get him down. His lower body strength is very, very impressive. Watch his lower body here. You can't get him down. Strong, Josh. And he keeps his feet moving and did one of those whoops right there.
Very agile feet for a big man. You wouldn't expect that.
And he's a junior.
Yeah. He'll be a force to be reckoned with next year, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's already one.
Yeah. 1st and 10, clock stop with 3:30 to go. And it's going to be Matthew Klein with Kyson straight ahead. And he's going to pick up about 4 on first down. And more importantly for Bloom-Carroll, keep the time moving. And now timeout taken by Fairfield Union, their second.
And Josh, as a reminder, you can find live and past games on our YouTube channel. Just search for CLN, your hometown connection on YouTube, to find games and other local programming. And while you're there, make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any action. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook too. Just search for Interphase Video Productions.
So you can check out all of our past games there and check out week to week on Facebook as well. Glad you're tuning in to us tonight, no matter where you may be. Understand they're having a watch party over at Shirky's Pizza Zone tonight, so
it's a good place to have one, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So the Bulldogs trying to grind this one out. They have not been on the scoreboard here in the second half. Only scoring was a Fairfield Union rushing touchdown by Boston McCoy's, set up by a fumble on the opening kickoff of the second half, and that's been the extent of the scoring.
Well, I would bet the ranch that there's not going to be a pass.
Yeah, I think you're correct. And here's Kyson Klein going straight ahead, and he gets close to the 10-yard line. Falcons will save their final timeout.
Stopped by number 8, Zach Berry, and number 4, Colton Bora.
Bring about 3rd and 4 up here. Colton Bora makes that last tackle. What do you want to bet number 8 gets the ball?
I mean, it's not going to go outside the tackle.
No. Oh, it goes through the hands of Matthew Klein. He scrambles around trying to get anywhere, and he slides down to stay in bounds wisely. And now the Falcons will burn their final timeout with 2:33 to go.
And I mean, that's just the stuff that makes, as a coach, and it's, it's a physical error.
Right.
But it's still those things in these situations, like I said, when you've been halfway through the season, that you would just want them to be able to execute a little better than that.
And this is the type of stuff, later in the season or you get into the playoffs, when you're trying to close out an opponent, those type of mistakes leave the door cracked open and somebody's going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, they'll get better, and I know both coaches here are outstanding and do a great job, and they coach to improve, and that's what you do. But boy, it just sometimes you just shake your head. But that's you're dealing with teenagers.
Yeah.
And some of them here are a little bit inexperienced, and those things happen.
So it'll be 4th down, and they haven't put it on the board yet, but I'm going to estimate about 15 or so.
Yeah.
And they're going to bring Hutchinson out for a field goal. Now, he missed one earlier.
This is 40.
But it was wiped off because of a penalty. And the Bulldogs later scored what would be their 17th and to this point last points of the game. 40-yard attempt from the left hash. Kick is up, and it's blocked. And the Falcons are going to try and pick it up. And McCoys is going to pick it up, and he's going to race out of bounds. That's a Leon let it go play, and the flag thrown in late. Wow, the Falcons have blocked 4 extra points on the year, so they've got something going there.
Well, the snap was tough. The holder did a good job of catching it and getting it set, but, just threw the timing off that much, and Fairfield got good penetration.
And we'll see about the late flag.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 83, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So instead of having it, if it wasn't picked up out around the, let's say, 25-yard line or so, after it was picked up, then you tack on the 15, they're going to have at least better than that. And an opportunity for the Falcons with 2:24 to go, but they are out of timeouts and down 10.
7.
First and 10. Back to Pat Clark. Back to pass, and he will step up, and he will be taken down as coming in to make the stop. It's Colton Drury. Clock will keep running.
Yeah, Drury's done a good job from his defensive end spot. He has been all over the place. Hard to block.
Chambers.
Second down and 9. Clark back to pass. Stepping up, running, and he will go down. Not much time for Dean Clark to look downfield to try and make something happen. Now the Falcons trying to hustle up here with 1:28 to go. Coming up, we'll name our players of the game. As Clark back to pass, stepping up in trouble, and he will go down. And a loss back to the 26-yard line. Clock down to about a minute to go.
Brings up 4th and 9.
And Shu, how do you think after this play and give your Fairfield Union player of the game? 4th and gotta have it for the Falcons. Clark stepping up, throwing downfield, and that is incomplete. It was intercepted, but out of bounds was Devin Ash, who's had a nice game defensively. And it's incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Yeah, their defense is rock solid.
Our Fairfield Union Player of the Game tonight brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Thanks to Larry Tipton and the crew for great food, great service, and the best sports viewing in town. It's also Buffalo Wild Wings in the Plaza Shopping Center on North Memorial Drive in Lancaster.
Yeah, they've had a lot of players really step up tonight.
They have.
But I think Boston McCoy's has stood out. Sophomore.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been everywhere. He ran the ball well. He's been on the defensive backfield. I think he's had a heck of a game as a sophomore.
I agree.
Okay.
Congratulations to Boston McCoy's number 2 for the Falcons, our player of the game. We'll talk about the Bloom-Carroll player of the game here in a moment. With 43 seconds to go, they can pretty much kneel it out, and they will do that. And our Bloom-Carroll player of the game is brought to you by the Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster. Stop and see Brian Kilbarger for a sweet deal, or learn more at carriagecompany.com.
Now another underclassman, but I don't know how we could look past Kyson Klein, what he's done tonight. I mean, he has a great line in front of him, a good game plan, but I tell you what, he stands out.
Kyson Klein, congratulations. Our Bloom-Carroll player of the game, brought to you by the Carriage Company, and time will tick down in this one as the Bulldogs get a win 17-7, but certainly enough things that the Bulldog coaches can use to motivate for upcoming games.
It's going to be a busy week working on the offense.
Indeed it is. And for the Falcons, missed opportunities. Certainly some chances to make this one a little bit closer than they did, but just not able to cash in some opportunities, especially when they had the snap go through the hands and had it inside the red zone and got nothing out of it. That really changed the complexion of the game.
It did, and they had a great effort. And defensively, I mean, they threw a shutout second half.
Yeah.
And what else can you ask for against a team that's won 7 straight league championships?
Yeah.
So, he's got to be glad with that. But again, they're going to be working a lot on offense here to get better, because if you can't score, it's hard to win.
Indeed it is. Falcons will be home the rest of the way, starting with Liberty Union next week. Meanwhile, Bloom-Carroll goes to Logan Elm next week. Speaking of next week, for us, we will be at Fulton Field as we will see a rivalry game between Logan and Lancaster. That's our next stop, and those two teams have had some struggles this year, but there's no love lost between those two schools.
The history is long.
Absolutely. Absolutely is. So that'll be our next game next week. Logan at Lancaster. That'll be our IVP Sports Buffalo Wild Wings game of the week. But that'll wrap things up here from Carl Felt Stadium in Bloom-Carroll. Once again, the final score, the Bulldogs defeat the Fairfield Union Falcons 17-7. For Tim Shoemaker and our entire IVP Sports crew, I'm Josh Messerly. Thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Also brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, North Body Shop, Fairfield Federal, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Pizza Cottage, the Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., the Savings Bank, Sheridan Funeral Home, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Buckeye Lake Marina, the Pink Cricket, Clear Sky Rehabilitation Hospital, Fairfield DD, and Buckeye Toyota.